Alrighty, the Halloween season still, and we just watched The Devil's Reign.
The Devil's Reign.
With the William Shatner.
1975 with not only Shat, but
Ernest Borgnine.
Academy Award winner Ernest Borgnine.
Eddie Albert.
And Tom Skerritt, no less. Yeah, whoa. It was a trippy movie, man. In the credits, it credited the High Priest of the Church of Satan as a special thanks or consultant somehow, and it was the whole film about a satanic cult in the Midwest and
desert.
Yeah, the desert.
Probably near
like Arizona, maybe New Mexico.
Well, what was that planet that the not the Archons, but took Kirk and the Gorn?
Yeah,
same area.
And it could have even been like Southern California, Death Valley, but
yeah.
I don't think it was that.
No,
there was a ghost town.
Yes.
Featured in it, so it could have been like Nevada. Lots of ghost towns in Nevada. I've been to a couple, so yeah.
And then hold on. Beyond everything else, the Shat's rug and his cowboy hat were like
epic.
Co-stars.
Oh,
they were just wonderful.
And they had their own character. They should have had their own credit.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it was one of his early toupees, and
it looked great. And then you were watching a featurette or something before we watched it, or
it was the trailer.
The trailer,
the featured trailers, right there.
Okay.
Show and at the end of the trailer, there was a little clip of Shatner in an interview talking about how he had just done this movie Devil's Reign, and how he wasn't sure if he wanted to return to Star Trek because he thought it would be a step back in his career at the time. And this was 75.
So this was during like when Phase 2
was probably in development.
Yes, absolutely.
And he may have been approached,
to do a guest shot.
Or it just might have been a random interviewer's question, you know, if Star Trek were to come back, would you go back to it? And he was like, I don't think I'd want to go back to Star Trek at this point because it'd be a step back. And he had just done this mainstream, Devil's Reign. And he would go on to do Kingdom of the Spiders.
And it looked like, I thought this was going to be a real hokum, like C movie, kind of like, but it was actually had good production value.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
And did feature some pretty familiar names and faces.
I still think
it's
the
even
guy.
Ida Lupino was the mother. So,
and I think it's the guy from that episode with Batgirl, not the
Keenan
Doomsday
Wynn
Machine.
was the sheriff. Yeah, Keenan Wynn.
I think it's that guy from that episode, not the Doomsday Machine. But anyway, so it was kind of slow and ponderous, and then once it got into the before time, the Puritans and all that stuff.
The flashback.
Where it started.
This thing had been going on for 300 years,
and it talks about this book, and Green Acres Man was like, but it wasn't. It didn't like come into focus like till the last half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So
the last half hour.
Yeah.
Of
it. In that sense, it was kind of ponderous.
It did take us time getting there.
Yeah. And it took him a long time to drag Shatner to the ceremonial site, but they sure did get back right quick when Tom Skerritt and.
Oh yeah, well you just that's
called editing.
That's an editing thing because they were dragging him out there in broad daylight, and when they got there, it was pitch black darkness already. So yeah, that was just an editing thing. But
it's still funny
because it wasn't really that far.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, the prosthetic makeup, especially for Borgnine for his demon head, was passable. It wasn't hokey.
No, it was.
It was fairly realistic, and looked good on him.
And then when the possessed or they've lost their souls and they don't have their eyes,
right?
That makeup was pretty good. Although I don't know how the gal got it because, spoiler alert, Tom Skerritt's Sweet Honey is
connected to it.
Yes, but her soul is in the canopic jar, for lack of a better term, or whatever that these souls are supposed to be trapped in.
Yeah, after they freed everybody else's souls, her soul got trapped in it somehow.
And then, but she was out there with Tom Skerritt. So, is it the devil again? Is it Ernest Borgnine being the woman now?
Yeah, it could be, yeah, that she was...
And I'm going to say this. I think this movie needs to be updated. An updated version. They're doing Nosferatu. They should do this.
Yeah, why not? I mean...
Because it's actually that interesting of a movie. You cut the first...
No, the story of it with how it ties back to 300 years prior, and there's this connection with the family.
And Hollywood's all about devil worship, so yeah, come on.
And I mean, Shatner is the sacrificial victim in it. He's not the big strapping hero.
No,
Captain
he was
Kirk.
a co-star.
He didn't even get top billing.
No, he was like third.
Well, he was
third billing.
He was the first name in the co-star list.
Yeah.
Yes. But top billing went to Eddie Albert and Borgnine, obviously. Yeah, because they were the movie stars. And Shatner wasn't really a movie star quite yet. He was still coming out of Star Trek, and he had done a couple TV gigs. But I think this was the first big mainstream film that he did. And again, like I say, he went on to do Kingdom of the Spiders. There were a couple other things. And
when Eric suggested this, I was like, oh... because then he was also wanting to do like Hammer films and stuff, and I'm like, well, fine, we'll just start watching shit films, and it's okay. And this pleasantly surprised me. It wasn't a shit film.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than a lot of the films we've already reviewed. The Terror and the Trilogy of Terror.
No pun intended, because it was about it was a cult movie.
Yes.
But it is a cult classic out there.
Yeah.
And definitely worth a sit through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, tell us if you've seen it.
The Devil's Reign.
Tell us if you've watched it after this review. Tell us what you think of it. Like, share, and subscribe.